Hi there, welcome back to Books and Tea with Sarah. I'm yours truly. Today I'm drinking my very own sweet tea that I made. I used Capital Tea's English breakfast tea to make this one and I really like it. So today I bring you my June wrap up. I read a total of 5 books during the month of June and started a 6th book. This equals 1,105 pages and I also listened to 10.3 hours of audiobook. Of the 1,105 pages, 371 pages were graphic novel and 734 pages were from print books. My average rating for this month was 3.75 stars, so it wasn't the greatest month for me, but it also wasn't a terrible month. Now let's get into the books that I read. The first book that I finished in June was The Age of License by Lucy Nicely. This is a graphic memoir of Lucy's tour through Europe. It's mostly through France. This book was okay. It wasn't super interesting to me, nor did anything blow me away. I did appreciate that there was a story arc to it, which was L'Age Licence, hence the title. I enjoyed the art style, so I will definitely pick up some of her other works if I see them at the library. I gave this book 3 stars. The next book that I picked up was Karvall by Stephanie Garber. I listened to this book on audio, which I really enjoyed because it's narrated by one of my favorite voice actors, Rebecca Soler, who also narrated The Lunar Chronicles. If you haven't heard, this book is about 2 sisters who finally get the chance to go to a performance that lasts for several days, and once they get there, one of the sisters is kidnapped, so it's up to the other sister to find her. I went into this book with some pretty low expectations because so many people have expressed their disappointment about it. I think it's because of these low expectations that I was able to enjoy the book so much more. I love mystery and puzzles and YA romance, so this book was definitely the perfect combination of those things for me, and I think that really made this the perfect book for me to read. I gave this book 4.5 stars, and I'll link my full review down in the description below. The next book that I read was the first book in Stephen King's The Dark Tower series, which is The Gunslinger. This book is about a man traveling through a desert world chasing this other guy who supposedly has answers for him that he wants about the Dark Tower, but I'm not entirely sure why he's seeking the Dark Tower, among other things. I had a lot of trouble getting into this book, which I think significantly slowed down my reading pace for the month. The beginning was a little disjointed, and I felt like the plot was never fully revealed during the course of the book, although someone did comment on my review that I posted that the copy that I read is the original version, and Stephen King actually felt that because it was one of his early books, he didn't do a very good job with it, so he published a revised edition, and that person suggests that I pick it up. So I'm definitely going to seek that out, possibly at the library, so that I can skim it and maybe get a better idea of the story and just see some of the changes that Stephen King made. All in all, I didn't completely dislike the book, I just found it a little confusing. So I'm definitely planning on picking up the second book next month, and I hope that that will explain a little bit more to me. I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars, and I'll link my full review in the description below. Next, I picked up what was probably my most anticipated book of 2017. That would be Once and For All by Sarah Dessen. I really don't think I can express to you how much I love Sarah Dessen and how much I really enjoyed this book. This is about a girl who's very cynical about love until she meets a boy who completely changes that point of view, but then something terrible happens to that relationship, and so she becomes even more cynical about love. At the point where we meet this girl, she meets another boy sometime after her relationship has ended, and he tries to change her outlook. So I really love this story. I love the characters. I loved some of the different things that were going on in this book. It was just a great YA summer contemporary, and I couldn't have asked for more. If you want to hear more about my gushing on this book, or even some of my quality opinions about this book, you can check out my review, which I'll link below for you. And I gave this book 4.5 out of 5 stars. The last book that I finished during the month of June was The Encyclopedia of Early Earth by Isabel Greenberg. This is a graphic novel about basically people during the time of early Earth. It follows one particular man who's searching for his soulmate, and he interacts with different people like Vikings. He is himself from an Inuit type culture, and it also goes into some detail about the creation story and the gods that are in control of this world. I like the art style, and I really enjoyed how the creation story was woven into the Odyssey story that was told. It was definitely another graphic novel that I wasn't totally blown away by, but I enjoyed it enough that I'm picking up the second book, The 100 Nights of Hero, which I don't think is necessarily a sequel, but it includes some of the same characters. It centers around the same time period, I believe. I definitely know that it features the gods that are in this book as well. So I gave this book 3.75 stars. So finally, this brings me to the next book that I picked up, but I didn't completely finish it during the month of June, and that would be Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. I grew up watching the 1980s movie series, so I just have completely been in love with Anne and Green Gables for a long period of my life. And so I finally decided that it was time to pick up the book series. So far it is and it isn't what I expected, but I don't want to go into too much detail here because I haven't finished the book, so you'll just have to wait until I come out with a review over it. So that's it for the books that I read during the month of June. Stay tuned for another video about the books that I plan to read during the month of July. Until then, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like listening to me talk about books, and I'll talk to you all in the comments. Bye!